everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to show you guys how I curl my hair extensions, what curling iron I use, what hair products I use, just basically how I curl my hair, which might seem like a quite simple video, but I think I used to love watching videos like this just to see a new barrel, new products, just to see the technique they use. It shouldn't be a too long of a video because I'm going to go ahead and apply my extensions in a second. I do have a video over on my TikTok which will show you how I apply my extensions, and I also do have one on my YouTube channel as well. So whatever your video preference is, there's one that's like 1.5 minutes long and one that's 10 minutes long. So if you are interested in how I apply my extensions, go check those out. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead, put my extensions in. By the way, I use the Beauty Works hair extensions. I always have, always will. I can't imagine using any other ones. I remember when I first started with extensions, I used to use plastic ones. However, because I ended up wearing them so often, they got matted, they were really hard to maintain, and I couldn't blend them into my hair. So moving to human hair extensions was a big move for me because obviously they're not cheap. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you do find yourself wearing extensions often but you don't want them permanently put in your head, I would definitely say it is worth the investment. So that's all for the hair extensions. Let me actually tell you the shade. These are the 20-inch jet set black extensions. I think I was actually said in my TikTok they were the 22-inch ones, but they're the 20-inch ones. So I'm gonna go ahead, apply these on my head, and then I'll come right back to show you how I curl my hair. Okay, so my extensions are now all in my hair. So we can start sectioning it off and starting to curl it. So I'm just gonna probably section off around half of the head of hair, just to make it easier and make sure that my curls are gonna stay where they need to stay. And I'm just gonna clip this up onto the top of my head. So the curler that I've used and have used for years religiously and will honestly I don't think ever stop using is the Mark Hill Pick and Mix wand in the small. I believe this is the small, or is it the medium? I think it's the small barrel. They have long ones and short ones. I'm just using the short one because I'm not sure where my long one is, but I have so many of these Pick and Mix curlers because they're just the best. They give me the most beautiful loose curl, really bouncy, and just everything I want basically in a curl. So to start off with, what you're going to want to do is take about an inch or just a bit bigger than an inch section of hair. This might seem like a long process, but I promise you doing it in smaller sections will stop you having to recurl certain sections. It will actually take you less time in the long run, if that makes sense. So what you're going to want to do, the key thing to getting beautiful curls that all lay the same, is to make sure the hair is flat on the barrel and wrapped really tightly. Curl it flat on the barrel, bring it all the way to the end. I don't like leaving ends out of my curls. I like to curl it right to the tip of the hair and from the root, just because curls do drop, and if you do it from the root it's gonna drop to maybe just below your jawline, I feel like. So depending on how you want your curls, that will do it. And then once that's like that, just grab it, hold it, scrunch it a little bit till it feels a bit cooler, and then that is one curl done. A lot of people love to curl their hair in different directions. For me personally, I like to curl my hair all in the same direction, and that is away from my face. It's just something I like to do, but obviously if you want a bit of volume in your hair, curling them opposite directions will give you that. For me, I personally prefer my curls to all just sit into one vibe. Yeah, just tap it for when it feels warm, drop it, hold it a bit, bounce it, and that is another curl. And then you're just going to want to repeat this all the way around your head, laying it flat on the barrel all the way to the end of your hair. It can be a bit fiddly, I'm not gonna lie, but once you've got the hang of the way you like to do it, it falls quite quickly like into a routine. Give it a little hold, and again, another curl done. As you can see, doing it in the small sections makes the curls way more tight and the same form, like they're gonna all lay the same. Sometimes I find if you do some thick sections, some thinner sections, you'll find that your curls will drop at different rates, and that is not fun. I can promise you that, because then you end up having to recurl half your hair, and that's not a fun time for anyone, let's be real. So, and then I'm just gonna curl this natural section of my hair too, just like so. Again, away from my face, because I like my curls away from my face, but I know some people like to curl them into their face. That is one side curled, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. So now the bottom section of my hair is curled, I can go ahead and do the top section. I think honestly that took me maybe 10 minutes to do that first section. I'm gonna pop these ones to the back of my head just so it's easier to separate what I've curled and what I haven't. And then I'm gonna just brush through the remaining extensions and repeat the same process all over again. If you can mix your natural hair with the extensions, it's so much easier to blend your hair, especially if it's shorter like mine, because then the curls will just fall into each other. So if you can grab a bit of both whenever you're curling, very ideal. Obviously sometimes it's not always what you can do. Like for example, that little bit at the bottom of my head, there was no extension to blend into that, so hold it down. Perfect. Oh, this little section. I like to hold my curls for maybe on the barrel for around maybe like just under 10 seconds. With these pick and mix barrels, you really don't need to hold it on your hair for all that long. They hold the curls quite nicely. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and finish all of this. It's getting very warm. I can smell the steam coming off my hair too. That's probably not very fun. I've only got the tiniest little bit left. That's so exciting. I love when I have like hardly any left to do. I love the way my hair looks curled, but I hate curling my hair, like with a passion, low-key. So when it comes to being around my face, I do prefer to do maybe slightly smaller sections, just purely because personally I touch my hair so much that the curls tend to drop slightly quicker than the back of my head. So doing it in slightly smaller sections just gives them a bit of a tighter curl, meaning they're gonna last a bit longer. If something like that just happens, just curl the end. Don't need to recurl the whole strand, especially because this barrel is the same width the whole way down. It makes it so much easier. One more section, and then we'll almost be done with this side actually. And then I'll curl this front bit really away from my face. But I like to point the barrel downwards when I'm doing my front pieces, else I find the curls can look a bit odd. Now that is one side curled, and I'm gonna just quickly hairspray that in and go and repeat that process on the other side, and I will be right back. So I look crazy, but my hair is now all curled, so I'm just gonna hairspray this side like I did the other one. Just gonna take a comb and start running through from the bottom of my hair up. Preferably you'd want to use a wide toothed comb, but I don't actually have one on me right now, so I'm just going to use a regular comb, but just making sure I'm only going through it really lightly just to separate the curls, get them looking cute. I'm just going to curl this section because it's not curled, and I'm going to brush out this side too from the bottom up, just so that I'm not tugging and pulling out the extensions I've clipped into my head. Really, ooh, like that. So this is what the curls look like, freshly curled, freshly hairsprayed and things like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and do my makeup, let the curls drop out slightly. I'm gonna recurl this section right now. Right, I'm gonna go and do my makeup, and then I'll be back to show you the final result of what the curls look like when they're dropped out. I'm about to film a makeup tutorial, so oh, by the way, if you want to clip your hair back, clip it in the section of the curl, because then it won't mess up the curls in your head. I look a bit crazy. I'm gonna go do my makeup, and then I will be right back to show you the finished result. These are the finished curls. Some, like this section right here, has fallen out, so I probably will recurl it before I do anything or if I went out, but the rest have held really nicely. This side has worked out so well. This is how my curls in theory should turn out, like they just all sit together. This bottom section is definitely not worked out exactly how I'd want it, but that's just life when you curl your hair. Do you know what I mean? So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing how I curl my hair. I'm not sure how useful it was, but I hope it helped somewhat. If you do want to see this makeup look, I uploaded this video last week. It's a UK baddie makeup look, so it's effectively like a bright under eye matte look that's very common in the UK. But anyways, that is all for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys very soon. Deuces.